coming? Careful, see? Are you okay?
I don't know how it worked, but when I would take my foot off the clutch and try to get the transmission to engage, it wouldn't.
I think I recorded this already, but I'm not sure.
It was not working. And that's what turns, I guess, in tires. And that's the thing in the front. It wasn't going. So, it was horrible ride. The captain brought us the ride.
Look at a wormhole, huh? Yeah, they all got wormholes.
Smoking, you got something wiggling in your mouth. What's that other make?
You get 2 tours for one.
Oh man.
Get a pizza factory and a bakery and a tobacco museum at the same time. It's just.
My story begins in 1896 when Francesco Ferrito, like other Cuban, Spanish, and Italian people,
Oh, I like that. Ooh, that's nice.
What's the date? What's the date?
7. Look, Shemaine, Mama would love this.
There you go.
Is that
It's a bingo, yeah. I. That's just the letter I.
Jake, stop.
Mm-hmm.
Where?
programmer today. They held themselves on. And they went to work every day in their white dress shirts with a tie, and they wore these straw hats. Well, none of the houses, as you can imagine, were air conditioned. So they built the houses up to allow the circulation of air underneath, and all of the houses have cross ventilation. You see where the windows cross one another. And it is a shotgun house, and the reason they call it the shotgun house is because most of them had the door to one side in the front and in the
Jay,
back.
no.
And if you stood at the front door, you could shoot a shotgun
Bye,
right
Jay.
down the hallway without hitting
Bye,
it.
Jay.
This one has the door off center in the front and in the back.
All right.
Yeah. Now this one was brought, these three were brought over here 7 or 8 years ago, but we are going to bring another 6 or 7 of them and put them over on that side street over there. There's one brick building, which is very much like the bakery that has been converted to the museum, and that's going to be converted into shops for small entrepreneurs who are looking for a place in Ybor City. It's getting very expensive. Many of the original people who came here when this was nothing and tried to get the economy going again have moved out because the rents have gone too high. They're not able to keep up the rents. So a lot of the large chain stores and chain restaurants are coming in to make their dollars. Now, are we all here now?
Yes, we sure.
Okay, because I need to lock this door before we leave. I have a terrible tendency to forget that. So I'm going to let you stand right here while I lock the door. Okay. This house was completely reconstructed, but very similar to the original. If you'll notice, the inside walls all have the beadboard going vertically, and on the outer walls it's done horizontally, and that's because the outer wall on the outside of the house, the siding was done horizontally, so they put the two together to make it easier. There was no insulation in the houses like we have now, where you would be able to keep out the cold and the heat. But they built the tall ceilings and the windows that were double sash windows, so you could lift them from the bottom or the top, and at least get some cross ventilation. This living room was not used every day like we use our living room in our house. The young lady of the family, if she had a young beau who was coming to court her, the two of them would be allowed to sit in here and visit. Or if the priest came to visit the family, or the boss from the cigar factory came to visit, they were allowed to use the living room. But otherwise, it was only for special occasions. And most of the socializing was done on the front porch. You know, in Florida, we don't have an awful lot of cold weather, so most people could sit outdoors probably 11 months out of the year. And they did that so that they could see their friends who went by or lived nearby, because the houses were very close to one another. All of the furniture here has been donated by families who actually had this furniture in their own homes. And much of the furniture looks just like my grandmother's house did.
Yeah, we had, I remember chairs like that.
These were brought from Cuba not too long ago. Somebody broke that seat, and we don't know how that happened. Here's another one. I just noticed that, but we are going to get that reclaimed. This is the master. This is the master bedroom. Of course, there was no indoor plumbing, so you had the little commode under the bed.
I didn't know.
You had no electricity, so you had kerosene lamps. Eventually, they did get electricity, but it was quite a while. Mosquitoes were really bad here, because the streets were not paved, and when it rained, it caused a very muddy street and yards. So the mosquito netting was put up so that you could sleep at night. And I can remember when the mosquitoes were that bad. These little fans up here are made out of palmetto fronds. And the young ladies carried these when they went to the dances. And you know, each of the groups of immigrants that came here, the Italian, the Spanish, and the Germans, all had their niche in society, and The Germans did most of the printing, like on the cigar boxes, the pretty labels that you see, they're the ones who designed and printed those. The Italians were the vegetable market owners, and they delivered the ice and the milk and those things. And of course, the Cubans were basically the ones who did the cigars. Although, as time went by, the Italians also went to work in the cigar factories, and so most Italians in Tampa can speak Spanish, but the Cubans cannot speak Italian. And the reason is because they had a lector, who was a reader, and he sat up at the front of the cigar factory, and he read to the people. He read the newspaper, he read romance novels, he read political treatises. He kept them pretty well informed, and even though they couldn't read themselves, they knew what was going on in the world. This was the second room that was probably used by the grandmother or the great aunt, the small children, and there might have been 3 or 4 or 5 people sleeping in this room. The bed, in fact, if there were 2 or 3 children, they would sleep this way in the bed.
We have a room like that at our house.
We used to do
My
that when we
mother-in-law
were kids.
and my
That we
son
know.
stayed in there most of the time.
Is that right? And this is the kitchen. And of course, there was no refrigeration, so we had an ice box. This little sign up here is what told the iceman when he came to deliver how many pounds of ice we needed for the refrigerator. Out on the front porch, I neglected to tell you that there's just a plain old black nail, big old 3-pin
Yeah, I've
nail.
seen them, yeah.
And that's where they hung the Cuban bread. In the morning, the bakery would deliver the bread, and they would take the bread and they would smash it onto that nail to keep it up away from any animals that might come up on the porch. And it was wonderful to get up in the morning, and the milk was delivered to your front door, and you made coffee, Cuban coffee, and you had hot Cuban bread. And that was my breakfast for, still is. This is the way we made coffee, no Mr. Coffee. We boiled water in the pot. We put the coffee grinds in here, and then we poured the water through it, and it came out here. Then you took this and put it on the hot stove, and it kept the coffee hot. Then you boiled your milk in a small pot, just scalded it. So when you drink café con leche, it's coffee with milk. Now you go to Barney's or you go to Starbucks and you pay $2.75 for café au lait, which is the French way of saying it. But we still drink café con leche in the morning. You scald the milk and then you put your coffee in lots of sugar. No sweetener, sugar. Doesn't taste the same as sweetener. This is your sink. You had to bring the water from outside. This pump would have been out in the backyard, but we don't keep it out there for fear it might be taken. So you brought your water in and you washed your dishes, and then you put them up there to drain, and then you put them over here. And you always had the regular coffee cups for company, and then you had these where you drank espresso coffee. You go now to any restaurant in town and you pay $1.25, $1.50 for a cup of coffee. If you go to one of the old restaurants, you pay 25 cents. It's the same coffee. But everybody has to make their profit. There's our ice box. They put the ice in the top. And as you can see, there was very little room to keep food in the refrigerator. So the vegetable man came every day. You bought meat on a daily basis. You bought milk. Milk was delivered for you on a daily basis. And that was because you had very little room, and most often because you had very little money. Most of their vegetables they grew in the backyard. And here's how you ironed your clothes. You had 2 or 3 of these irons. You kept them on the hot stove, and as one cooled, you took the other one and ironed here. Don't you wish you lived in this?